When that hangar door opened in Palmdale, California, and the B-21 Raider rolled into view, defense analysts worldwide went dead silent. Not from disappointment, from the realization that everything just changed. For decades, the B-1 Lancer has roared low and fast through enemy skies. But this ghostly newcomer? It doesn't need to scream, because by the time you know it's there, it's already gone. Here's why the B-21 Raider is about to send the legendary Lancer into retirement. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or rather, the aircraft that's not in the room according to enemy radar. The B-21 Raider represents a quantum leap in stealth technology that the B-1 Lancer simply cannot match, no matter how many upgrades it receives. The B-1B Lancer, despite being called the Bone by its crews, has a radar cross-section roughly equivalent to a school bus. Sure, it's got some radar-absorbent materials and reduced signature features added over the years, but it was fundamentally designed in the 1970s as a high-speed penetrator, not a stealth platform. When it lights up enemy radar screens, hostile forces know exactly what's coming and where to point their surface-to-air missiles. The B-21. We're talking about a radar signature closer to a hummingbird than an aircraft. Northrop Grumman leveraged every lesson learned from the B-2 Spirit and then pushed the technology decades further. The entire airframe is optimized for stealth from every angle, not just the front. Its engines are buried deep within the fuselage, with specially designed inlets and exhausts that reduce radar and infrared signatures. Even the materials used in its construction are classified, incorporating advanced composites and radar-absorbing materials that don't just absorb radar waves, but can scatter them in less detectable directions. Did you know? The B-21's stealth coating is so advanced that it's reportedly self-healing to some degree, automatically filling in microscopic scratches and imperfections that would compromise older stealth aircraft. That's technology that sounds like science fiction, but it's already flying. What this means in practical terms is staggering. While a B-1 must rely on electronic warfare suites, terrain masking, and sheer speed to survive in contested airspace, the B-21 can fly straight through the most heavily defended regions on Earth as if it owns the place. Modern integrated air defense systems that cost billions to develop might as well be scanning for ghosts. Here's where things get really interesting, and it's something most people overlook. The B-21 Raider isn't just a stealth bomber. It's a flying software platform that can be upgraded and transformed without ever entering a depot. The B-1 Lancer uses what we call a federated systems architecture. Think of it like having separate computers for navigation, weapons, communications, and radar, each speaking its own language and barely talking to each other. Want to add a new weapon system? You're looking at years of integration work, millions in development costs, and hoping everything plays nice together. The B-1's computers are running on technology that would be considered obsolete by today's standards. The B-21 employs an open mission systems architecture, and this is genuinely revolutionary. It's built on a digital backbone where sensors, weapons, communications, and defensive systems all share information instantly through standardized interfaces. New capabilities can be added through software updates, much like downloading an app to your phone, except these apps help maintain global security. Imagine being able to integrate a new hypersonic weapon or counter a brand new Chinese air defense system by uploading new software during a routine maintenance cycle. That's the B-21. The aircraft you see today will likely have significantly enhanced capabilities 5 years from now, 10 years from now, without requiring massive structural modifications. This matters because modern warfare moves at the speed of software development, not hardware production. China and Russia aren't standing still. They're developing new radars, new missiles, new tactics every year. The B-21 can adapt in months. The B-1 often requires years and congressional budget approvals to make comparable changes. Now, you might be thinking, sure, the B-21 sounds incredible, but doesn't it cost a fortune? This is where conventional wisdom gets flipped completely on its head. Yes, each B-21 Raider is projected to cost approximately $550 to $700 million per unit in fiscal year 25. That's not pocket change. But here's what often gets overlooked. The B-1 Lancer has become a maintenance challenge that's putting a serious strain on the Air Force budget. The B-1B fleet averages around 50 to 60% mission-capable rate in recent years. That means a significant portion of the fleet is often grounded for maintenance rather than ready for combat. Each B-1 requires roughly 50 maintenance hours per flight hour, depending on the airframe's condition and usage history. For every hour in the air, maintenance crews are spending days turning wrenches just to keep the aircraft flying. Why? Because the B-1 is based on a 1980s-era airframe that's been pushed far beyond its original role. It was initially designed for high-altitude nuclear bombing, then reconfigured for low-altitude conventional penetration, and later pressed into service for missions like close air support during operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. Prolonged low-level and high-speed operations have accelerated structural fatigue, leading to cracking and stress damage. The swing-wing mechanism adds complexity and maintenance burden. On top of that, sourcing replacement parts is increasingly difficult, as many original suppliers no longer exist. The B-21, by contrast, is projected to have significantly lower operating costs, with early estimates placing cost per flight hour in the $30,000 to $35,000 range, compared to the B-1's estimated $60,000 to $70,000. The B-21 is designed from day one with maintainability in mind, featuring modular systems that allow for quicker servicing and reduced downtime. Its stealth coatings are also expected to be more durable and less labor-intensive to maintain than those on previous stealth platforms. Did you know? The Air Force plans to acquire at least 100 B-21 Raiders, and some projections suggest the total fleet could grow to 135 to 145 aircraft. That production scale enables economies of scale, driving down the average per-unit cost over time, something not possible with the B-1, which saw just 100 aircraft built, most of them decades ago. Over a 30-year service life, a B-21 will likely cost less to operate and maintain than extending the B-1's life over the same period, while delivering far superior survivability, versatility, and combat capability. That's not just dominance, that's smart economics. If you're enjoying this deep dive into next-gen bombers, hit that subscribe button. We cover military tech, geopolitics, and the innovations shaping our world. And smash the like button. It helps this reach more people who love serious military analysis. Now, let's talk about something the B-1 simply cannot do. The B-1 Lancer was designed to do one thing exceptionally well: deliver massive amounts of ordnance on target. And to be fair, it excels at that mission. With its cavernous bomb bays capable of carrying up to 75,000 pounds of conventional weapons, it's been a backbone of long-range strike missions for decades. But warfare is evolving, and the B-21 Raider is evolving with it. The B-21 isn't just a bomber. The Air Force has explicitly stated this platform will serve multiple roles, blurring the traditional lines between bombers, intelligence platforms, and even battle management assets. Its advanced sensors and communications suite are designed to support intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR) functions, gathering critical data deep in denied territory where few other crewed aircraft can safely operate. Think about this scenario. A B-21 penetrates contested airspace undetected. While it's there, it's not just preparing to drop weapons. It's mapping enemy air defenses in real time, intercepting communications, identifying high-value targets, and relaying that information back to commanders and other strike platforms. It becomes the quarterback of the entire operation, coordinating attacks it may or may not participate in directly. There's also ongoing development around the B-21's role as a potential mothership for unmanned combat aerial vehicles UCAVs. Imagine it releasing autonomous drones deep in enemy territory to conduct additional ISR or strike missions, all while the B-21 remains hidden. That's force multiplication on a level the B-1 was never designed to achieve. The B-1 is a hammer, and it's a magnificent hammer. But modern warfare demands a Swiss Army knife that can adapt to rapidly shifting battlefield conditions. The B-21 offers that flexibility without sacrificing lethality. Here's an uncomfortable truth about modern air defense systems. They're getting terrifyingly good. China's HQ-9B, the Russian S-400, and emerging S-500 systems represent sophisticated integrated air defense networks capable of tracking and engaging multiple targets simultaneously, often at ranges exceeding 200 miles in ideal conditions. The B-1 Lancer's survival strategy in this environment is essentially fly fast, fly low, and rely on electronic warfare and tactics. That's not a criticism of the B-1 or its crews, it's simply an honest reflection of a 1970s era design philosophy now confronting 2020s era threats. Speed? The B-1 can reach Mach 1.25 at altitude, which sounds impressive until you realize that modern surface-to-air missiles can fly at Mach 4 to Mach 6. You're not outrunning anything anymore. Low altitude. It helps. But modern radar systems with active electronically scanned arrays and advanced signal processing can detect low-flying aircraft more effectively than ever. Electronic warfare? It's a constant arms race, and adversaries are fielding increasingly capable countermeasures. The B-21's survivability doesn't rely on a single trick. It's built with multiple layered survivability features, forming what military planners call defense in depth. First and foremost is stealth. If they can't see you, they can't shoot you. But the B-21 also includes next-generation electronic warfare capabilities, advanced threat detection and countermeasure systems, and likely some classified technologies we won't know about for decades. Did you know? The B-21 is designed to communicate using low probability of intercept and low probability of detection LPI/LPD data links. It can receive targeting data, share intel, and coordinate missions without revealing its position, a capability older aircraft struggle to achieve, especially under electronic attack. If this breakdown is opening your eyes to modern warfare tech, make sure you're subscribed. We analyze everything from stealth aircraft to hypersonic missiles and the strategies behind them. Hit that like button too. It pushes this content to fellow military tech enthusiasts. Now let's dive into a capability gap the B-1 can never close. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. How do you actually keep these technological marvels in the air? The B-1 Lancer community has been fighting a losing battle with maintenance for years. These aircraft are so maintenance-intensive that the Air Force has struggled to keep even half the fleet mission-capable at any given time. Maintainers work around the clock, but they're essentially trying to keep 40-year-old airframes flying missions that evolved far beyond the aircraft's original Cold War-era design. The swing-wing mechanism alone is a major maintenance burden. Those massive pivoting wings contain thousands of moving parts, bearings, actuators, hydraulic lines and alignment components that require constant inspection and service. The B-1's low-altitude penetration profile generates extreme structural stress, leading to fatigue cracks that require repeated inspection and repairs, and the radar-absorbent materials added later in its service life. They're fragile and maintenance-intensive, requiring specialized technicians and often controlled environments for proper upkeep. The B-21 takes a completely different approach, learning from decades of hard-earned operational experience. Its stealth materials are integrated directly into the structure rather than being applied like an outer skin, making them more durable and easier to maintain. The aircraft follows modular design principles, allowing major components or systems to be swapped quickly rather than requiring extensive in-place repairs. Onboard advanced diagnostic systems can detect issues in real time, predict failures before they occur, and help maintainers rapidly pinpoint the source of a problem. Northrop Grumman specifically designed the B-21 with maintainability as a core requirement, not an afterthought. Maintenance personnel were involved early in the design process, ensuring that critical systems were accessible, modular, and intuitive to service. This contrasts sharply with legacy aircraft, where maintainability often had to be engineered retroactively. The result is an aircraft that spends more time on the flight line and less time in depot-level maintenance. For a strategic bomber fleet, availability is everything. An aircraft sitting in a hangar provides zero deterrent value and zero combat capability. The B-21's improved readiness means the Air Force can sustain credible deterrence with fewer total airframes, each one more likely to be mission-ready when needed. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger strategic picture, because ultimately, these aircraft exist to prevent wars, not just fight them. The B-1 Lancer has served admirably in conflicts from Iraq to Afghanistan to Syria, delivering devastating precision firepower against adversaries with limited or degraded air defenses. It's been highly effective for the kinds of conflicts the US has actually fought over the past 2 decades. But here's the critical question. Are those the wars we need to prepare for tomorrow? The 2022 National Defense Strategy explicitly identifies strategic competition with near-peer adversaries, namely China and Russia, as the primary security challenge facing the United States. We're talking about potential high-intensity conflicts over Taiwan, the South China Sea, or Eastern Europe. Scenarios where sophisticated, layered air defense systems blanket the battle space, and every platform, sensor, and communication node is contested from the opening moment. In this environment, the B-1 becomes a second-day asset at best. It's not stealthy, so it can't penetrate integrated air defenses alone. You'd need to first suppress or destroy enemy air defenses, SEAD/DEAD, using fighters, standoff munitions, and cyber effects to open corridors the B-1 could safely use. That takes time, coordination, and resources, and in many cases, it gives the adversary a clear signal that strikes are coming. The B-1 has been exactly what America needed for the conflicts of the past: high-tempo strike operations in permissive or moderately contested environments. The B-21 is purpose-built for the conflicts we hope never happen, but must be ready to win decisively if they do. That's why the Air Force isn't simply adding the B-21 to the existing bomber force. It's phasing out the aging B-1 fleet as B-21s enter service, to focus resources and manpower on the next generation of long-range strike. So there you have it. The B-21 Raider doesn't just edge out the B-1 Lancer in a few categories, it completely dominates across every metric that matters in modern warfare. The B-21 Raider outclasses the B-1 in stealth, versatility, survivability, and cost. While the B-1's legacy remains, the B-21 is the future of air power. This is the edge America needs to stay ahead. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay updated. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, the most powerful weapons are the ones you never have to use.